What's up, everybody? I'm Tamara, and this is Tam's Psych Advice. ENTJs, the writing is on the wall. Or have you written something on someone's soul that shouldn't be there? I'm talking about cheating. Cheating has a lasting impact and effect. And yes, everyone is human, but we're going to look at something very interesting, a key core to who the ENTJ is, and it's going to make you think differently about them when it comes to cheating. ENTJs are leaders. Who do people often feel attracted to? They're going to be attracted to leaders, and so that's one problem, that's one deficit. They're going to have more people coming at them. People want somebody who represents their community well, someone who stands out in the crowd, someone who can be very take charge and knowledgeable. People often look up to ENTJs. That is not a secret. But when people look up at you, they will also come after you in a more romantic way. That's something you have to be aware of. And some people are pretty slick. They know how to cheat. They know how to work on you. They know how to come at you from different angles. You become familiar with them, and the next thing you know, you have slipped into cheating. So, you aware of that? Here's the other thing about ENTJs. They are extroverted. So, you may look at them as controlling the external environment. How can I impact this? How can we make this organization better? What things do we need to tidy up to make this work? How can we make this huge system work for everyone? So they are very external in their approach, but they also have a hidden world that you may not be very privy to. And they have just as much of a strong desire to control and impact the external world as they do their internal world. There are a lot of types that give themselves a pass. I'm spontaneous. I'm free-spirited. I don't pay attention to what I do. I just jump and I think later. ENTJs are the opposite of that. They're always thinking. They have an internal thinking mechanism that is constantly going on. So they are very in charge of their internal world, and they're constantly managing their own behavior. That includes their feelings and their thoughts. That's something people don't think about much. They are typically observing their own behavior and passing judgment on it and systematically modifying their internal world and their direction. And they're going to always be pushing themselves to increase their self-control and competency. This is a type that believes in people being competent. So they're not hypocrites in that way. They may push their subordinates really hard. They may push their children. They may have high expectations for their wives, for their neighbors, for associates, whomever that they are dealing with, even friends. They may push their friends in a very encouraging way. They can be very gritty. So ENTJ, should you be held at a higher standard with more accountability, since your natural tendency is to also control yourself inwardly. And since you are very self-aware and deliberate, should you be tough on yourself when you commit an act as heinous as cheating? Does your thinking function come into play where you're not involved with feelings? So you may not know how much your feeler wife or feeler husband, or even a thinking wife or thinking husband, is impacted because you're not a feeler. So you are objective and analytical, so you may not be as in touch with emotions, but you are inwardly aware. You have this hidden, strong private world that you are operating at all times should you get a pass. And this is not to be hard on you at all. I'm really asking out of pure curiosity, and I would love your insights. Well, does that mean that an ENTJ is gonna cheat far less than other MBTI types? I would love to say yes, but I have no idea. Cheating is one of those things that people put in the category of pleasure and a loss of control, and I was just in the moment, and it just happened, and I do it for recreation or for sport. Shine that same light on an ENTJ. I mean, there is a well-known quote that says, "To thine own self be true." Can we apply that quote to ENTJs, or are we twisting its true meaning? I feel like I can be tough on ENTJs because they are a tough type, but I also want to be sensitive to the fact that they are just like anyone else in many ways. We might put them on a pedestal, but they put their shoes on one foot at a time. Well, it's an ENTJ, so they probably put on both shoes at the same time and stand up. You know, they do have some superhuman powers. Scientific American did a study in which the participants admitted to cheating in their relationships, and analysis revealed 8 key reasons: anger, self-esteem, lack of love, low commitment, need for variety, neglect, desire, and situation or circumstance. Could an ENTJ, as strong as they are, fall prey to those things? I think where an ENTJ could be vulnerable is because everybody views them as so strong. They may have some needs that get neglected because people just assume that they're always okay, or you're always fulfilling everyone else's needs. You don't need anything. They don't present as quote unquote needy, so people may not know that there are some needs that they are going without. So I think ENTJs, when it comes to your love life, you have to let yourself be vulnerable and hopefully connect with love, who understands or can bring out your vulnerable side, or that makes you feel safe enough to do that. And I think it's important for you to let people know what your needs are. The easiest way to do that is by expressing your love language, so that you don't fall into a vulnerable state of, I just met this other person and somehow they just know what I need. They're satisfying a part of me that has just been starving. Doesn't mean you're weak. It's actually a sign of strength and courage. If you are as internally self-aware as an ENTJ is, then does that mean that you also have a higher conscience when it comes to what you will allow yourself to do? You have a higher conscience when it comes to others? Does your right and wrong value system come into play? Or do you put that in a different compartment when it comes to giving yourself permission to do the wrong thing? My conclusion would be that anybody who has the internal workings of an ENTJ would hold themselves to being more accountable than most people when it comes to the act of cheating. But I don't want to be naive, and I also don't want to plant a seed. ENTJs go after what they want. So that means that they are naturally skilled to hunt. They can be assertive, they can be aggressive, they can go after what they desire. So that might raise their tendency to cheat. I don't know. You guys tell me. They are blunt. You can equate bluntness with honesty, right? So they want to be honest with the people that they care for. They're not naturally dishonest. They generally want to trust in someone. Once they commit, they're gonna really try hard. When you open the doors to cheating, now you're exercising. Now you've got things open. You want things to be settled. What could be more unnerving than knowing that you have something else going on outside of your marriage or your relationship? So to cheat or not to cheat, that is the ENTJ question. And if you would like to dive deeper into love relationships as it relates to you, then check out my book, Flip the Script on Love by Tamara Hunter Zyon. It's on Amazon right now, and it's going to help you straighten up your love life, make it better. You're going to do your work so that you can offer the best romance to someone that you truly love and who deserves your love. So check it out. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.